I am delighted. Michael and Susan Dell, they're launching a major effort this morning to help all those affected by the storm. Michael, as you know, is the CEO of Dell Technologies, and he and his wife are also the founders of the Michael and Susan Dell Foundation. And the governor is going to join us back again, Greg Abbott, here in Austin. Going to get to you, Governor, in just a moment. You both hail from the great state of Texas. I know, Michael, that Houston is your hometown, and to see the streets where you grew up to be underwater, what has that been like for you to witness this?
It's heartbreaking for all Texans, and as you said, Susan and I were both born and raised there. I grew up in the neighborhood called Meyerland in Houston, and to see Meyerland underwater on television, and literally I saw a street that I rode my bike on every day, riding to school. And, this is going to be a major effort to rebuild Texas.
And we know that there are so many people that are reaching out and doing whatever they can, and you and Susan are doing that today. Tell us about this Texas Fund and how people can help out, too.
Well, I mean, it's, first of all, as Michael said, I mean, we're both, from Texas, and, growing up, our families visited Corpus Christi and Rockport, and went there on vacation. And for us, like everyone, our hearts are breaking. We just want to do everything that we can to help all those people that are suffering from these storms. And, what we want to do is basically work in parallel with Governor Abbott and everything that the state of Texas is doing to try to help. And we want to basically bring the power of private contributions to the recovery efforts that are happening. And today, our foundation, the Michael and Susan Dell Foundation, is launching the Rebuild Texas Fund. And we are going to basically commit $36 million to really launch an effort to raise over $100 million to rebuild Texas and rebuild the communities that have been affected by Hurricane Harvey. And we are going to donate half of that, $18 million, effective immediately, so that we can launch this fund. And we want to work with everyone out there in Texas to try to raise as much money as possible over the next 4 days. So it's going to take everyone to help get through this. And what we want to do is, hopefully over this holiday weekend, what we want to do is inspire everybody to give as much as they can. So with that in mind, Michael and I want to encourage everybody to give as much as they can. So for every $2 that everyone gives over this holiday weekend, we're going to match it with an additional $1 of our own. With an additional $2, whatever the $2 that you will match it yourselves. With another $1. With another dollar for dollar. $18 million goes in today. Right. And then for every $2 that everyone gives, we will match it with an additional $1 of our own. And the goal is $100 million, and I feel that you're going to exceed that. So, Governor Abbott, when you're hearing this, and we were talking earlier about how it is going to take such a long time to rebuild that great state, but when you have Michael and Susan saying this and the joint effort with what you're doing there, Governor?
Well, these are such great Texans, and a storm that's been as large as Texas requires a response as big as Texas. And I think Michael and Susan Dell and their foundation, they've been innovation and technology leaders in the world, and they've also now been leaders in the foundation area. And we need their support, as well as the support of people across the world. I've had so many people call me and reach out to my office, say, what can we do to help Texas? And it's exactly this type of program that the Dell and the Dell Foundation is working on, that combines with a foundation run by the governor of the state of Texas called the OneStar Foundation. And through that foundation, we will have this Rebuild Texas program, and it is rebuildtx.org. And it is launching as we speak. And we want to ensure that we will put together the resources that will begin and complete the process of restoring Texas to make it even better than before the storm happened.
kind of teamwork we can all appreciate. And you guys do things big there in Texas. You're proving that once again. Governor, thank you so much. Michael, Susan, bless your hearts. And I love that the challenge that you've also had for this weekend. Continued blessings to you both, and you are a blessing. Let's go over now to